Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have missing Michael Meteer. He went missing from Boulder, Colorado. He was only 29 years old, 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, October 17th, 1985. 29 years old. He was reported missing by a family member October 24th, 1985. An investigation into his whereabouts led to the arrest and conviction of a suspect responsible for the death of him. However, his remains have yet to be discovered. The suspect assisted authorities in an attempt to locate Mr. Meteer's remains, but the search was unsuccessful. The suspect led investigators to an area west of Green River, Utah. Boulder, Colorado, all the way to Green River, Utah, in Emery County, on the Interstate 70 between mile markers 138 and 141. While no remains were found, items known to be that of Mr. Meteer's was located in the immediate area. Brown hair, brown eyes, birthmark on right side of stomach, scar on one of his eyebrows, scar on his belly button. He normally wore a gold watch, probably a Seiko brand, is that how you say it? I don't know how to say it, with a brown alligator strap. He normally wore a gold necklace. According to Meteer's mother, it had a pyramid and a number 16 on it. 29 years old. And this says that he's been missing since October 17th, 1985. Doesn't give his birth date. Brown hair, brown eyes. It says he was last seen in Boulder, Colorado. He lived with his roommate Timothy James Keene at the time that he disappeared. They were friends from California who moved to Colorado in September of 1985. So they were only living there together maybe a month, if that. I don't know if they moved there the end of September. They could have been there for 2 weeks before he killed them. Meteer had moved to Boulder to get over a traumatic divorce. And Keene, Timothy James Keene, moved because he'd been in trouble with the law and wanted to turn his life around. So sad, isn't it? So Michael Meteer took a job as a car salesman with a Mazda dealership in Boulder. That's a good job. He told his daughter and coworker that he and Timothy Keene were fighting over money. Maybe Timothy Keene couldn't help with the bills or anything like that, or maybe he wanted him to, support him. I don't know. Maybe he wanted him to give him money. So all of a sudden, Michael Meteer didn't show up for work on October 17th and was never heard from again. So the next day, Timothy Keene left Colorado and went to Newport Beach, California. So he didn't show up for work October 17th, 1985. What day of the week was that? Was that after a weekend? Could he have been missing for days before that? What if he was missing for days before that? What if he went missing on a Friday night and they didn't notice it till Monday? No, it's Thursday, so hopefully that's just the very next day, right? Things like that just bother me. So, yeah. On October 25th, Timothy Keene was stopped by the police in Costa Mesa, California for drunk driving. This was the 6th drunk driving arrest in 2 years. He was driving Michael Meteer's silver Volkswagen. Oh, so he killed him and he took his car. The friend who bailed Timothy Keene out of jail searched the car and found Michael Meteer's wallet and blood-stained clothes in the trunk. So what did he do with the body? He had the blood-stained clothes that belonged to the man in the trunk. Did he take the clothes off of his body? He turned the items over to the police who had the clothes analyzed. A blood spatter expert determined that a person wearing the clothes could have been inflicted with the and could not have inflicted the injuries that resulted in the bloodstains. The expert believed the wearer had sustained a severe blow to the head while sitting in an upright position. Authorities didn't feel they had enough evidence to charge Timothy King without Meteer's body, but after he served his sentence for drunk driving and got out of jail, he told various conflicting stories as to what happened to his roommate. Timothy King told two female friends that Michael Meteer had committed suicide by hanging himself, and he'd buried the body in the desert to keep the death a secret from Michael Meteer's mother. He told another friend Michael Meteer hit his head on a car bumper and died. Hit his head on a car bumper and died. See? Timothy King was charged with Michael Meteer's murder in May 1988. He was ultimately convicted with no body and led authorities to a place where he said he dumped the body in a desert area between. And I don't believe that, you never know. If he lied about everything else, is he really going to take him to where he dumped the body? He could have threw stuff out of the car and said that's where he dumped him. I don't know. Interstate 70 west of Green River, Utah. Investigators couldn't find Meteer's remains, but they did find some of his belongings in the vicinity. Foul play is suspected in the case due to the circumstances involved. And we're going to look at some John Does, but, he might have dumped his body right there where he said. I don't know if he did or didn't. It's hard to believe somebody or trust somebody that's going to murder somebody over money, right? Terrific. You can't really trust somebody like that. So we have a John Doe in Utah, found in 2020, estimated age 25 to 35. Height 6'2" to 6'4", and this says that he was only 6 foot tall, so that's probably not him. But modern human skeletal remains were found in a. What does modern human skeletal remains mean? Were found in a remote desert area of Emery County, Utah. Rural Utah, so they're in Emery County, so I decided to include them, even though it's a little bit taller. So black belt, black underwear, boxer shorts, denim pants, 32 by 34, sounds like a tall person. Backpack retained by Emery County Sheriff's Office. And I don't think that's him, but, it's in Emery County, so I thought I'd include him. Here's a John Doe found in Colorado Springs. November 3rd, 1986. Estimated date of death, 1982 to 1986. Homicide. Shot once in the head and also suffered blunt force trauma to the head. So that reminded me of him. But this John Doe is only 5'4" to 5'8". But they died 1982 to 1986. And the blunt force trauma to the head and the gunshot made me feel like, well, maybe, right? Estimated height is 5'4" to 5'8", brown hair. Calvin Klein denim jeans, size 30, 33. That's a very thin person. Light blue, green fragment of a sweatshirt, 1-inch wide brown belt was fragmented and partially knot upon with yellow metal belt buckle, possibly leather watch band or wristband. 11:13 a.m. The victim's skeletal remains were located in a field in southern El Paso County, 4 miles west of I-25. So, I don't know if that looks like him or not. I mean, how can you really tell? I don't know. Sad. This John Doe was found in 1986. It could be, isn't this one that could be a male or female? And there's a couple of them, but I included this one. I don't know why. Partial skull fragment found near an entrance of a mine shaft. So it could have been a male or a female, though. And I just, just decided to include some John Does. It doesn't mean that any of them are going to be him. It just means these are the John Does that I decided to include And these are all people who have family members, loved ones, who don't know what happened to them. Each one of these John Does and that missing person has loved ones who are like, what happened to my family member? We don't know. We haven't been able to have a proper funeral or even scatter their ashes, and we don't know where they are. This John Doe was found September 13th, 1992 in Silverton, Colorado, estimated age 30 to 35. The remains were found near prominent, I don't know how to pronounce that, promontory point and the Redlands Canal. And then we have this John Doe had much longer hair, found in Boulder County, Colorado. Gregory Canyon, found November 21st, 1993, partial skeleton parts. 25 to 45 years old, 5'5" to 5'8", 160 pounds. That makes it sound like it was a recent death to when they were found. It's because it says months prior. So that means this happened in 1993. Whoever this is, who they don't seem to know who it is, died in 1993. Wow. Only 25 to 45 years old, dark blonde to light brown, straight hair, shoulder length, coarse, full beard. Bridge of nose prominent and deviated to the left a little bit. Probably not enough to notice. Yeah. Blue jeans, t-shirt, white athletic shoes, size 8.5. A hiker found the descendant lying face down near some bushes on the north slope of a mountain meadow in Gregory Canyon, west of the city of Boulder. His body was exhumed in 2018. Chemical isotope testing indicated he was not native to Colorado, but most likely southern Florida or central Texas. So, there he is. And then we have a John Doe found in Alamosa County, Colorado in 2008. Race unknown, sex unknown, could be a male or female. A man walking his dog found the victim's skull in a shallow grave on the East Range, southwest of South Rast. I don't know how to pronounce that either. On private land. We don't know if it's a male or female. But somebody had actually buried this person. Here's a John Doe found in Montana. 1985, October 25th, 1985, estimated date of death, 1984 to 1985, 5'10", estimated brown hair, 175 pounds, estimated age 30 to 40 years old. When did he go missing? October 17th, and this is October 25th, so this is like a week later. Blue t-shirt, white lettering of WWU, cotton short sleeve plaid shirt under t-shirt, green pants, breast sweater, black socks, brown wingtip shoes. It doesn't give the sizes. Why don't they give the sizes? Or even a measurement with a ruler or anything. Silver wristwatch. This man's body was found by a railroad yard laying on a cardboard and partially covered by plastic. And since it was like a week later in Montana, I thought, well, maybe I'm going to include this one for sure. Then we have this man found in Iowa. Oh, March and April of 1985. So this man, this was before, that man was found before. Oh no. Estimated date of death is 1985. Found March 31st of 1986. Estimated date of death is April of 1985. And he went missing October. But I decided to include him. Found in Iowa, 5'6" to 5'9", 30 to 40 years old. He's about the same age as him. And he died around the same time. So, brown hair. Plaid, white, tan, black, Sears Roebuck. lined jacket, but they don't give the size. I wonder why they give so much. Medium, white, tan, short sleeve terry cloth wedge-filled shirt. Huh. Blue corduroy Levi pants, 33-inch waist. They gave some good sizes though. Size 30 to 32, Fruit of the Loom. Jockey shorts, black socks. Extra large Madison blue windbreaker and brown shoes. The descendant was located between hay bales on a farm in Iowa, March 31st, 1986. They may have been traveling from Ohio to California. I don't know. Pretty scary. Do you think somebody changed their clothes? And I don't know. You think he took his bloodstained clothes off and put different clothes on him? I mean, I don't think this was him, but if it was, I wondered. Why did he take his clothes off? July 16th, 1988, White Pine County, Nevada. Estimated date of death, 1985 to 1988. Homicide by gun. Estimated age, 24 to 29. This is further up in Nevada than I would have thought he would have traveled, but it's possible. Found in 1988, died 1985 to 1988. He probably would have traveled through Nevada going from Colorado to California, but this just seems higher up, much higher up on the map than I would think he would have traveled, but you never know. Brown hair, 2¼ inch in length, 5'11" to 6'1". He's about the same height. It says large boned. I don't know if he was large boned though. But he died around the same time. He's around the same age, around the same height. So, maybe. Bleached or light brown 501 Levi jeans, a brown belt with a silver buckle, beige briefs. It's not given the sizes. Oh, I hate it when they don't give sizes. Of course, this is Nevada. I'm surprised they even mentioned the clothes. No, I'm just sorry. Sorry, I've just went through so many different John Does in Nevada, and they didn't have any information whatsoever, and I don't know what years it was, but there was so little information. I just got so annoyed with it that I quit doing Nevada. Blue terry cloth short sleeve shirt, beige socks with red stripes on the top. You know, people make mistakes. They probably have the information, they just didn't enter it. I don't know. I just feel like hopefully people learn from their mistakes. We all make mistakes, don't we? Red, white, blue, or gray ski jacket and black low-cut leather shoes with smooth soles. Or maybe they have reasons they don't want the information. They don't want to share it. I don't know. There was partially disintegrated newspaper in the inner soles on both shoes. Inside the left shoe, the newspaper was from Provo Herald, dated Provo Herald, that's Provo, Utah, dated March 20th, 1985. A broken metal chain with a Playboy medallion was found at the scene. Black cigarette lighter and a bright yellow comb. Provo, Utah. Wow. Wonder why there was newspapers in their shoes. Maybe to keep their feet warm or something? I don't know. A cattle rancher on horseback discovered the victim's skeletal remains about 1 mile west of Geyser Ranch in rural White Pine County. See the Utah newspaper in his shoes and all that. I don't know. I have so many questions on this one. Anyway, if you have any information about what happened with Michael Meteer's remains, what he did with them, maybe you heard him talking in jail, you heard information through different people and you're not sure if it's true. If you have any information, please contact authorities and let them know. How sad that he moved in with this man and he lived there from 2 weeks to a month only and started getting money, and they already were fighting about money so much that he killed him and took his vehicle and everything. It's so sad that people could do something like that. I mean, how much is your life worth to somebody if they could do something so horrific? And I wonder if they killed anybody else. How do you just do that to somebody? And then we have all these other John Does. If you have any information about any of these John Does, who they might be, let authorities know. If you have a friend, family member, loved one, relative, someone you know that went missing, get on NamUs, check and make sure they're on NamUs. Make sure they actually have a missing persons case file on NamUs and that they're on there. And also, I would try to get them put on the Doe Network and the Charlie Project as well. You might could do that yourself. Don't forget to pray for their families and their loved ones. Feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.